Howell. And it is, what is it? 10/13/20. We are doing part 2 of Fatal Frame 2 Crimson Butterfly tonight, which promises to be a good time because it is one of these scarier games that I had such profound fear responses to the first time I played it that I have not gone back and replayed it since. So, yeah, that's a good time. 1 second, bringing this chat up here. Come on, fella. There we go. If you talk to your technology like it's a dog you're trying to get to come inside, then it works better. That's a little IT tip for you. Works every time, guaranteed. It also confuses dogs and lets them understand that you have the upper hand of intelligence, being an author of misdirection. Computers are less confused, which is why we have so many films, books, songs, interpretive dances about the inevitable war against robots, and at no point is there an inevitable war against dogs, except for possibly the island of Dr. Moreau, but that can hardly be said to be the dog's fault. So yeah, reading this week, I did one of the things that I do on reading, which is I've got a list of things that I'm super excited to read all lined up, and I'm going through each book. I'm like, yes, 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 finally we're going to get down. We're going to read Arnold Toynbee's biography. It's going to be great. And that's going to make me feel like I want to jump in and like read his history of the Americas in the 1900s and you know, the Americas in Europe, and it's going to be great. And then I see a friend who has tweeted 2 books that he is about to read, and I'm like, nothing. I'm not going to read anything I wanted to read. I'm going to read these 2 books, and that's what I did. So I've got these 2 now, and that is what I am working on. The first one is I'm almost through it actually. It's 1,000 Cranes. Yeah, there. By Yusunari Kawabata, and as much as I have been drinking at the fountain of Japanese movies and games for quite some time, Japanese literature is actually an area where I'm kind of impoverished, and so this is a good detour. The other one is the Mabinogion. It's the book whose name I need to learn to pronounce before I go on stream about it. But it's basically a collection of Welsh narrative myths, and I'm very excited by that. So yeah, but I'm mostly through this. It's a quick read, and yeah, 1,000 Cranes has a very minimalist style that goes from very select details. If anybody's familiar with the poetry of Georg Trakl, it has that sort of very harsh color visualization, very stark, cleanly delineated colors in the descriptions. And but then it will go from a narrative to just a very quick skirting over of action that might have happened, and you're just kind of left to infer what might be going on. And this is really useful for me because writers like Pat Conroy, James Dickey, these are writers whose style and way of thinking is very close to my own. So I have a much easier handshake with, you know, reading those that kind of prose, and kind of reading outside of that circle, reading different ways of communicating narrative. Really helps to, you know, familiarity is one flavor of experience you can have, and it shouldn't be your only one. So yeah, this is really good. Let's see. I wrote something about the minimalism of this. There is almost a detective story thrill to building a conscious mental model of these characters, about whom you are not given the kind of detail that you would in a more maximalist writer. And the payoff to that thrill isn't found in any specific plot-turning revelation, but in seeing if the characters behave in ways consistent with your estimates of them. Not that they should be predictable, but the contradictions and demeanors are intended such that even when they surprise you, you can go, ah, that's a very Kikuji thing to do. Yeah. So, yeah, it's a pleasant experience all around. And let's see. I did also start to play Shadow of Destiny, this week, which has a very weird feature. It changes to a resolution that the digital output on the component cables actually can't read. And I've never seen a PS2 game do this. It's the weirdest thing. It actually drops to a very low resolution. So even though the characters and environments are being rendered in the game engine live as the game is processing, it actually looks like a PlayStation 1 FMV. And I've never seen any game do anything like this before with that particular kind of trick. And it seems like the kind of thing that can really only work with an analog signal. We're going to do Shadow of Destiny on this stream, probably on Saturday's time slots after we do Evil Within 2. So that'll be a good time to revisit that. But that brings us to the game that we're going to play, which is not in its case because Shadow of Destiny is in there, and that's in Shadow of Destiny's case because that's how we roll in this house. Be right back. Yeah, if you see the Shadow of Destiny here, if you take a look at the, let's see if I can back it up so it focuses. Kind of hard to focus. But if you can take a look at that, if you can see that, the character faces kind of look like PS1 FMVs, that sort of very featureless, almost like buttery smooth texture. And yeah, they dropped the resolution so low that jaggies basically don't exist because it all blurs together. Shadow of Memories? Is that another name for it? And good evening. It's good to see you. Shadow of Destiny. Yeah, I have a save file that's about. Oh, I don't want to do that quite yet. All right, cool. I think I stopped it from loading. Let's see. 1 second. Oh, nifty. That's such a strange regional name change to make. Oh, yeah, this is neat. And by neat, I mean strange and to no one's profit, but I am intrigued. So if I go to my... So this PS2 is kind of wonky. So you see that little sort of bracelet of orbs that's supposed to be sort of spinning around isn't. If I go to System Config and I try to adjust the clock on this, anytime I try to move the time or numeric value of any of these things, it just freezes and blips right back. That's the weirdest thing. I was thinking about dating my save file like this because that's something that I like to do, but it refuses. Very curious. And actually, this might be the only place where I could do something and actually interfere with 2 of the fields at once because I'm dropping it down from 12 o'clock a.m. to 11 p.m. So, yeah, it's busted. It's like if you look at the little door that you press down to lock the disc in, it's like, I don't know if it's like heat warped or whatever, but it's sort of bent. Anyway, it doesn't mess with the discs and it runs fine. So there you go. Good evening, Ark. It's good to see you back. But yeah. Let's see, what volume are we at here? Okay, that's all right. Yeah, as I mentioned on the last stream, I took Heavy Viper's advice and adjusted the OBS output so that the voice volume caps at a certain level should help to keep things balanced this time through, especially if I wind up yelping, and it means it will not blow out your speakers or your ears. PS2 had the disk driver been hitting your DVDs. Yeah, I had that happen to me once too, and that was when I turned this off, the system off, it kind of got a sound and I look to see if there's anything hitting the disc. Fortunately, that's not the case. Gallery. Oh, wow. I didn't know this was here. I wonder if this is going to reveal as much as the, Oh wow, that was a painful sound. Wonder if this is going to reveal as much as the,
Sisters have found
attract mode.
the lost village. On the day of the ceremony, the village vanished.
その場所を見てはいけない。口にすることすら禁じられている。
これが遮影機。さまよう魂。封じ込めることもできる。
The ritual is fast approaching.
一人で逃げて。お姉ちゃん、どうしちゃったの？お姉ちゃん。
祭りが始まってしまう。早く逃げる。大切な人を失うことになるよ。
One sister kills the other.
Oh yeah, they just jump right into the ritual lore there.
ずっと一緒だから。
その中を見ちゃダメだ。
ゼロ。係長。
Interesting.
どうして。
Fatal Frame 2, Crimson Butterfly.
Yeah, they did. Yeah, this is 2003. I'm curious, what makes you say that? Is there something kind of telling about the way that it's done that fits it into that slot in your mind? This is the retail version, which I assume would be shorter loop.
Stay together.
Yeah, this one isn't subbed.
Twin sisters have found themselves trapped in the lost village.
Miu! Mayu!
On the day of the ceremony, the village vanished.
Very much the kind of movie game trailer from that time. Yeah. It's interesting, they're not showing any gameplay, right? It's all about the cinematic moments.
On the night of the endless ceremony,
And almost all of it is out of engine.
were sacrificed.
Miu! There!
The ritual will begin soon. If that happens,
The camera obscure.
Oh, interesting. The characters' voices are actually dubbed in this.
The ritual is fast approaching.
Miu, I'm sorry. I have to go. Please, save What happened?
So yeah, I'm guessing this is probably made from the final game, because if it's a retail version, they're probably showing it in the stores to get people to buy the game.
Mayu. Mayu.
Hurry up, get Sai out of here.
So definitely post-localization.
Lose someone you love. Like I did.
The ritual. One sister kills the other.
Why didn't you kill me back then? Mayu! I was waiting. Kill me. Kill me. Mayu! Kill me. Kill me. We'll be together.
When the narrator speaks, you can hear the Japanese being read by a woman's voice underneath it. That's interesting.
Where is my sister?
Don't look in there!
Fatal Frame 2. Crimson Butterfly.
Yeah, they've got the logo and everything all done at that point.
Kill me.
Yeah, no gameplay in that at all. You really have to know what you're getting into. I mean, I would not know what kind of game it was from that trailer. I'm curious about the third one, but it's probably just the same one with minimal edits that are different, so we're not going to go that route. I've been watching a lot of Criterion editions of movies, and I have found that watching the trailers can be a very rewarding experience. Recently watched Bruce Lee's Fist of Fury, and kind of like this one, the trailer includes like all the best parts, like all the fight scenes. It's you kind of wonder what's left to watch, but the trailer itself has "Thus Sprach Zarathustra" as its background, which is the 2001 opening theme when the monkey is, you know, smashing the bones. And it's the weirdest thing seeing Bruce Lee fight a Japanese dojo master to that music. Okay, so let's orient. Okay, cool. Select does it. All right. So I believe last time we played this, we got kind of mugged by a ghost, and then killed it with the camera, and then saved. And yeah, trailers that show everything are very weird. I wonder what the thought process is there. The skill to summarize an entire movie in 2:30. You're right. Okay. So my question then is, do I leave now? An obvious Fatal Frame reference in RE3 remake? Really? That's unexpected, but welcome. Oh man, I do not like these sounds that are happening here. Kind of a gurgling, growling sound. That looks like it's on the other side of this thing. I wonder, Dreambomb, can you tell me what that reference was? I'd be interested to look for it when I play back through it again. Oh no, it's just gone? Okay, what to say? Oh, weird. It's kind of nuts on those ghosts to see the picture, which is sort of malformed from the lens and the fading on the ends, to then seeing where the face is. I think there's a part of the human brain that looks for faces in things, and when you see a face in something, and then you hit that second layer of processing that sees that it actually is a face with, you know, intelligence behind it, that's a very frightening. I think that's a moment where horror kicks in. I do not, after that last attack, I don't want to see anything coming out of a kimono chest ever again. It looks like I've got to go upstairs and probably descend over here. That's my exit. Right there. I see. Ha! If a camera could kill those zombies, I'd be set. You know, I think I remember that, and I didn't think anything of it, but that's brilliant. You're right. And yeah, both these are, the first one, second one, and third one are all on PS2. Yeah, no, we were mentioning this on the last stream, just how much higher the production qualities are on this, and how I think, given the release dates, they made this within just like a year and a half after the first game was released. Yeah, my understanding is that Fatal Frame 2 has been considered the best of the series. Ah, Jesus! Please die. I know there's another one like to my left, and I'm not happy about this. Just trying to ignore that as much as I can. Hello? Okay, I guess we're not close enough. Or maybe are not on the same plane? Guess I'm gonna poke the bear here. No! Alright, cool, I did in fact hit him. Whew. think the camera's working a little differently than it did last time. I know that the charge filled up when I stared at a ghost for long enough, but now it seems like the charge is just permanently set at low when it's farther away. Yeah, we all screamed. You can still tell that your light covers things unevenly, but is well disguised now. Yeah, actually, I'm curious to see if we're going to find any moment where the light source is coming from above rather than from the flashlight. I do see a little bit of lens flare there coming from the flashlight, so maybe that is in fact a movable light source. Mayu's charm. Oh yeah, that's right. We have a crystal radio. Speaking of facial recognition, I look at that radio with the crystal in there and I see two eyes, a nose with little blush marks underneath, and mouth that's saying, hello! Especially there. I wonder if Mayu's charm is going to give us a little more information. Evening, Dustin. It's good to meet you, and thank you. I'm glad you came by. Yeah, we're doing our second jaunt through Fatal Frame 2 here, and I want to say it's for Scare Game Month, but I play almost exclusively horror and survival horror games. I think I did one stream where I did Double Dragon, but yeah, this is kind of my jam. Evening time, Zombie. It's good to see you back. Absolutely go outside. On second thought, this is no better. This is no better at all. I did watch, God, I don't know if the person who recommended it is here. I think it was Hobgoblin who recommended Qui-Gon to me as a ghost story movie, Japanese ghost stories, and it's quite good. It's it has a couple of them that you can kind of feel are ghost story-ish and don't have these sort of jump scare surprise. In fact, it's not a very jump scare surprise movie at all, but it has several moments in it that are genuinely very creepy. Hello? Frozen man. What? Doors have fallen off. The place has been destroyed by wind and rain. horror-themed short stories. No, I haven't written an actual short story in many years. I've actually started trying my hand again at fiction lately, and feels refreshing. I did read, a friend directed me to a Stephen King story. What is it? The Jaunt, I think it is, which is it's quite good. It's quite good. It's a good sci-fi horror. No sleep? Oh no. Well, it depends on the kind of story. I have to kind of be very careful with that. I can deal with horror if it's in a video game, and I think that has to do with just the smallest psychological touch, the fact that I have some control over that scenario. And that enables me to have enough of a grounding to be able to deal with any of the jumps or whatever. Like in a movie or a book, it's much harder for me to do that, and so it's I will actually lose sleep over a horror movie or story. The locked camera and occasional first-person aiming. Oh, interesting. MGS 2 and 3, you're right. I can see that perfectly. Yeah, I would totally not look down that well. In fact, I'm not seeing a viable argument for looking at anything here. Just close my eyes, curl up, and cry. Or do the equivalent and save my game. Reading creepypastas obliterates me. Yeah, I watched a friend. I mean, this is how thoroughly that dynamic affects my my experience of a thing. I will have the same problem watching someone play a horror game as I will watching a movie. But if I play that same game myself, I'm more or less fine. On a couple of occasions, your wife noticed you reading a scary story, puts her hand on your shoulder, and goes, boo. Oh my god. I think I would flail in that instance.
Guy, what are you still doing here?
Who are you?
The ritual will begin soon. If that happens,
Yai, you and Sai have got to get out. She's at the ceremony master's house. She's gonna do it. Go get her. There's still time to catch up with her.
Yai, the ritual is about to start. Hurry!
All right. So he perceives me as someone named Yai.
Yai, if we escape, I'm sure we can avoid the fate of the Twin Shrine Maidens. Don't give up.
Okay. I keep wanting to view him as a shopkeeper. Like, can I buy film from you? But there's absolutely no currency, so that makes sense. Does not look quite as good as in the trailer. Yeah, I agree. There's something a little less impressive about it. Well, I think also in the trailer, that's the thing, is the trailer showed like very little gameplay or in-engine stuff. It was all FMV. Yeah, a Dark Souls character. Thank you. That's exactly what I'm thinking of. Twin statues with pictures of twins carved in them. So this kid is...
If you cannot find a way to leave the village, come and find me. I may be able to help.
Buddy, I got news for you. Both of those things are true right now. I have found you, and I can't find my way out of the village. What you got? Okay.
Hurry up and...
I was listening to the Japanese VO for the E3 trailer, and I don't think I heard her say camera obscura. I'm actually really curious to know what that object is called in the Japanese version of the game. If not that. Oh man. This is a good shot. That also really, really amps up how dark the darkness is here. How dark the dark is really does convey a sense of vulnerability that is different from the kind that is created in the mansion, in the Himuro mansion from the first game. Yeah. Jump scared by a guardian deity statue. Alright, let me just mentally map this place in my head here. Excuse me. Oh, weird. It's interesting to see two save points in the same area. I keep seeing these light-colored stones, and I think there's somebody hunched over. Oh man, I hate how far away it lets me get from the camera before switching angles. Like, that itself creates a kind of tension that I'm waiting for the jump. Alright, that's a little glimpse into the past there. Oh, wild. I'm gonna see where this path finishes going before I go up there. Oh, cool. Alright, that's good to know is there. If I need to progress to a giant tree, that is where it lives. Nifty. I wonder how much of this stuff I've got. Okay. Oh, cool. I have infinite scrub film. For just such situations. Shrine Shadow. Sure. Excuse me. Sure, a wall with a bunch of magic seals attached to it that has been broken down. Makes me feel great. Crimson butterfly picture. Gotta say, what it's doing right now is definitely different from what it did in the first game. This sort of different layers of depth and letting me go far away from the camera. That's new. Okay, so there's a mirror with the oh man. Gotta say, going behind a shrine always seems like a much worse idea. Because you've got to figure that whatever is haunting this place absolutely wants you to be behind there the least. Alright, this turned out well. No major attacks. Like any place that has a shrine is like extremely haunted. I do see they did not animate the footsteps going downstairs this time. Looks like it's snowing over in that part of the, or I guess those are leaves falling down. Jesus. I'm actually really curious, do you think that being outside creates a greater sense of vulnerability than being in a mansion, or are they just roughly equivalent? Oh, I don't think I like that grotto at all. Both worse than hiding in your bed. That's not wrong. What's back here? Just a bunch of chests. Morning, Roundlay. It's good to see you. We're doing part 2 of this nightmare. Coffee's good. I wish that it were an hour when it would be reasonable for me to have some. Oh, okay, there are staircase animations. They just aren't using them outside. I am afraid to report that I have gotten so used to caffeine that I find myself functioning significantly worse without it during the day. And one of the pleasures of drinking coffee was that it gave me enough of a kick that it was a treat. And now we're no longer there. We're back to being addicted to it. Chrysoberyl. This is a great shot. Do I qualify for Twitch affiliate? Yes, as a matter of fact, there is a process. What? Who? Where? Ah, Jesus! No, 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 no! Oh, this is the crap film! Okay. Why did I... Oh, this is much worse. I can't chip damage them. Ah, no. I feel like the combat is working just a little bit differently so that my instincts are wrong. Oh no! Oh, cool. Like, I feel like I really need to get the fatal frames this time to really do a lot of damage. She's gonna duck, and I'm gonna whiff. All right. Oh man. Yeah. So it was interesting. Until I moved past a certain point or raised my camera, because the camera's down here, it wasn't registering any of the sound effects up there where my character actually is. So I didn't really have a sense that the ghost was imminent, based off being with the camera being down here outside of the light. But yeah, the Twitch affiliate process is underway, and Deltahead Twitch emotes are coming. I am happy to say. 1 week fast every quarter. Yeah, I haven't been able to wean myself off many things at a certain point. If I'm at like a middling tier of addiction, I will just go cold turkey, which like with smoking cigarettes, that's how I did that, and with previous caffeine addictions as well. I find that weaning myself off winds up being just an excuse to continue to indulge. And I know that's not how that approach should be framed. I'm just speaking about like how I have handled it. And yeah, that's about how I felt like that. I felt like how that ghost looked today as well. sort of malaise and weakness and just sort of general fatigue. Oh, triangle button. Okay, that's what I need. Grab a shutter chance. So yeah, something I'm picking up from the combat here is that the Ghost is not always vulnerable to your camera shots now. There is a limited range of vulnerability. Book about the village. The guardian deity statues in this area are different in that they are engraved with shrine maidens. Village children say that the statues honor the gods of the village. Also, a book in the house links the statues to something called the Crimson Sacrifice. Maybe the forbidden ritual is related to this Crimson Sacrifice. My stamina for seated entertainment. With movies, I often have to take a break kind of after about every hour. That's about how long my attention span lasts on that. And then get up, do something else, and return to it. Video games are quite a bit longer because there is more activity there. Reading, I can read for hours. I don't read particularly fast, but I can get absorbed in that and just completely lose my sense of physical presence. No! No, 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 I missed! I think I missed it, I think I missed! Oh, I don't like you at all. No! Oh, thank God. Oh, I slowed it down, and I didn't really want to, because this is now worse. Okay. Yeah. Although, you know, with books, you know, you gotta figure you take a, you know, biology break every so often, but I can typically return right back to it without needing to do something else to break my concentration. Okay. I think I cleared everything out of here that I possibly can. And, I am not sure if there's a fast way to change the film I've got loaded. I did not mean to do that, because that uses a spirit orb, I think. And that's the door I came through. Yeah, that was the hallway. Okay. I think I've hit a few dead ends here. Oh, nifty. And actually, stepping into this room is a fine time to take a quick break. I will be right back and grab some more water. Somebody has entered the home. Gonna see how well she does, which is not going to be well at all, but I think that if I ignore her long enough and let her exhaust her satisfaction, satisfy her curiosity in another part of the room, maybe she'll be fine. The cat did have harsh words to say about the game. I mean, the thing is, like, cats can see ghosts, and I think that it's honestly, the fact that there is the possibility of a camera that can allow you to see ghosts takes cats and puts them out of, I mean, really, it puts them out of the job. Oh, come here. Come on. Yeah, I know. I've got good news for you. Ghosts are real, but these aren't. Come on. Yeah. Say goodbye. Say goodbye. Squirming goodbye. Yeah, that lasted all of 15 seconds. Yeah, if she, I'm thinking I need some sort of cage to put around my tower, because that's really the biggest reason she can't be in here, because she'll go out and poke at the cables and pull them out. So if I could her-proof this, then she would be fine in here. Oh, as far as reading goes, yeah, well, I mean, if it makes you feel any better, Roundlay, I actually had to build myself back up. Excuse me. Attention span-wise, to reading. There was a long while where I didn't have more than 15 minutes of attention span in me. Speaking for myself, I knew a lot of that had to do with the fact that I would sit down with something and want to get to the point very quickly, and I found myself sort of stymied by the fact that the act of reading for entertainment is not about getting to the point, it's about enjoying the process of reading for entertainment. And you just have to sort of rewire those synapses and the connections and everything in your brain to sort of start to enjoy that again. And yeah, so it took me about, I want to say about a month of deliberate effort to get back to a point where I could sort of sit down and enjoy reading again. So by no means is it something that I think I anyway am just like naturally good at. It's a skill to be built up, but like many skills, the things that you do for fun, it pays off. A ghost detecting camera would require a lot less money to maintain than an average ghost detecting cat, for sure. It would probably also smell better, to be honest, unless you were planning on developing the ghosts, which would require a room with special fluids and formulae that, you know, might have their own particular smells. Reading with others helped a lot. Yeah, having accountability helped. Internet shot your attention span for many things. Same, and I tend to find that I am happier overall when I remove myself from interacting with the few outlets online that I do anymore, which is a couple of social media and like news sites. Oh, my least favorite thing in any kind of haunted house, because it broadcasts exactly where you are. And a door that closes behind you, fantastic. Ah, no, it's starting on its own. Oh man, that fly. There's a rhythm. So I want to catch the end of that again because I saw Time Zombies comment about the bulb working, and then I missed the ending of it. How's that for attention span and distractibility? Well, these are, you know, this was back when, I mean, they made people so hardy that they continued existing after death. So one can only imagine the standards they had for their home appliances. Okay, so it just gets really close to the door and then stops. Anyone here? Nope. Okay, cool. Is this where I came in? Yes, I believe it is. Okay, so there's no downstairs here. Ah, Jesus! Oh, man. Putting that that decibel cap that I put on the stream audio to the test now. Oh no 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 no! What? No no no! Okay. Oh, what? I thought you were gonna do your little duck thing first. Okay. Oh wow, I've got a lot of healing items. Thank God. Jesus. Going to have to practice reading in Japanese. Hard to stay focused. Reading a language you mostly don't understand. That is correct. I find myself resorting to the dictionary and then getting lost in the dictionary. And yeah, Chaucer can be like that too. There's enough overlap between that and modern English that you can kind of get along and follow. But Middle English has so many just non-standard spellings that it does make it a similar experience. I agree. This is a great shot. Don't worry, the gauge isn't increasing until you are well beyond personal space distance. Which gauge do you mean? Do you mean the camera's circular shutter gauge? yeah, that's something about the way the combat is working in this game that I don't quite understand either. It seems like it's just measuring intensity based on proximity. But even that damage, it doesn't knock it back, it doesn't slow it down, so really your best bet is always to try to go for a fatal frame shot. You can't really needle them to death like you could in the first game.
Mayu!
Am I getting attacked? I am getting attacked. Just gonna keep getting this. Oh no 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 no! Okay. Oh wow, I didn't even get a fatal, a 0-shot chance on that. Okay. Good lord. Would let PS2 and PS1 games on PS3 work on the current gen? Yeah, I agree. I like having all of these, I mean, my entire library of games, being able to play them on like one device rather than have this spread of things here would be fantastic. Because I know that I've purchased Fatal Frames 1 through 3 independently as digital versions on PS3. Just in case this physical media butterflies fails. I mean, I haven't backed it up for that particular reason, but I wanted to play it on my PS3, and I also didn't want to have to haul out my PS2 every time I wanted to play them, so I bought them digitally for that convenience. Oh, nifty. Being able to keep it the second go round seems like the least they could do. Yeah, PS3 emulation has, I think, I mean, the PS3 has just got this weird architecture, if I'm remembering right. I'm not a technical person by much means, but I know that the PS3 is a hefty fella in terms of complexity. Okay, so butterflies. Butterflies. I think I saw that in the temple at the end of the dirt path. Or there? Hmm. Okay. So slightly different rules here than in the first one. Man, seeing that sky stopped to time makes me think of the Langoliers. That's why several years were needed for games to shine from a technical standpoint. Interesting.
Yai. Yai? Is that you?
The keys to the gate are enshrined in twin deity statues. Look for statues like that somewhere in the village.
I want you to live the life my brother and I could not.
Okay, so I need to find the one of those that's got the butterflies around it. Excuse me. You know, the way this game calls her Yai, and also similar to the way the first game called Mafuyu, or considered Mafuyu, you know, Kirie's old boyfriend, is something I'm noticing now that I'm watching several, you know, a lot of Japanese movies, and even in reading this, there's a son who winds up sort of stepping into his father's life, right down to the personal details, and he's basically sort of stepping into his father's identity, and this kind of idea of like a copy of somebody being a resonance or an echo of a previous person is something that I'm just noticing as a pattern. I'm seeing it here. You see it in like Kagemusha, the Kurosawa movie, and you see it in things like Metal Gear. That's the body double is a favorite trope in the Metal Gear series, and so I don't know what to make of that. It's just an observation, but it's showing up in a lot of places, and I wonder if that has a particular cultural resonance, narrative-wise. I don't know. My cultural resonance is saving every 5 steps. Like a coward. Actually makes a little more sense on stream because you don't want to waste time going back and redoing stuff when you die, because survival horror doesn't really have checkpoints. But the spirit of the thing is that I am a scaredy cat. I think there were more back this way. Okay, there's nothing there. Jesus. Yes. Yes. Seems unlikely that it would be buried this far back, but you know, it's worth checking out. And I'm in a graveyard. That's fantastic. Music is definitely changing to graveyard music. Oh, wild. It's like the tree that I saw on the other side of the village. Let's just get out of here ASAP. Okay. That was blissfully uneventful. Though I did steal property from the dead and expect that to be... expect retaliation for that in full. What would our crystals say? Oh, Mayu's charm updated.
There is no time. Just one of them must suffice. Hurry. For the village. We must perform the ritual ourselves. Kill her. Kill her. Kill her.
Man, sounds like occult rituals are super DIY affairs. I mean, super not DIY affairs. You need to really just go by the playbook on those.
Pass through a large gate over a bridge. Inside a big house. There are many dead. Upstairs. There are dolls. Buffets.
Okay, so I'm hearing, Mayu. Yeah, I'm hearing Mayu, talking about a large bridge on the other side of that gate. Ah! Oh god, there's more! Oh wait, no, no, no. really hope there's no one to my right. Definitely do not want to be flanked by ghosts. All right. Cool. I think I'm picking up that these ghosts are sort of mobbing you based on how long you're taking much earlier in the game than they did in the first one. It really took until the last chapter of Fatal Frame 1 for enemies to begin showing up as kind of random encounters. And they seem to have front-loaded a lot of film in my camera in this game, and they're throwing more at me. They going over toward our Dark Souls friend? All right. Nobody behind me. Good. Excellent. Wow, 99 photos taken already. Jeez. And 14 ghosts. Yeah, I had definitely not encountered that many ghosts by this time in the first game.
Look for the twins. For the sake of the village. We must perform the ritual again. The Kosapi alone is not enough. Look, if they are not twins, there is no meaning.
Well, it sounds like there was a problem with a pair of twins. Would be interesting to discover prior to the ritual that two who they thought were twins were not. But what I'm expecting is probably that one of them died in some unrelated event, and it was close enough to the time of the ritual they didn't have time to replace them. So that's what I'm guessing is apocalypse preventing rituals
Yai, you are all right.
are pretty rigid.
Yai, the ritual is about to start. Hurry!
Okay. anything here? Nope. I know we get abstracted versions of what's actually happening, where the character just sort of divines that you know, the character looks all around it in narration, but we don't actually see that. And I can think of very few things that would. It's kind of like the whole film problem, is doing something that takes your awareness off the environment on something that's like a very specific action, like digging in the dirt. It makes me very uncomfortable in an environment like this with, you know, ghosts everywhere. Thank you. Yeah. Oh, no, 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 no. All right, we're just gonna football through here. Yeah, that's right. Just gave him the old Frank West on that one. That sound. No, cowards. Had him on the ropes, I did. Yeah, you get a lot of them grouped up at once in this. Let's see. That's such an interesting key design. You encounter this in some of the other Fatal Frame games too, and I'm guessing it is a style of lock that was popular around the sort of medieval period that these things are set in. Excuse me, medieval period settings. All right. All right. Thank you very much. Oh, God. Well, last time I tried to help out a floating, drowning ghost. There you are. What? Oh, that hardly seems fair. Oh. All right. None of this. All right. Jesus. Okay, her vulnerable moment is right before she dives. Yeah, no thank you. All right. Whew. I can only feel that I invited that upon myself by stopping to look at her. Bloody kimono. I surely have enough to begin upgrading this thing by now. Oh yeah, definitely. Let's see. Oh, no wonder I don't even have these equipped. So... It's interesting. Adding the orbs... Wait a minute. Oh, I thought that by adding the orbs I was leveling it up, but apparently not. Oh, you have to place the orb in order to level it up. That's interesting. Well, I have definitely put all my eggs in one basket on that one, haven't I? I mean, I think it's just as well, right? These are... leveling up your basic functions is definitely a good starting strategy. Alright, cool. I am now wondering if the basic functionality of the camera in the first game is something that I'm leveling up to. So what I'm perceiving as a weaker camera or changed combat might have to do with the fact that the combat, the variety in the combat in Fatal Frame 1 is something I'm building up to. Okay.
The flashlight.
Awesome. Oh God. That looks like a head on the ground. No, it's a blackened urn. Great. I'm noticing a lot more cutscenes in this. Which I think testifies to the increased budget they got after the success of the first game. Heard a voice over here. And I see a ghost. Cowering in fear. Oh, great, even the ghosts are afraid. Detects the fatal frame of the spirit and signals you by making the light in the upper part of the viewfinder flash red. Most opportune moment to shoot within a shutter chance. If you capture a fatal frame, a shutter chance will occur during the blast back. Oh, nifty. So I can chain hit enemies with critical hits. Gotta say, the thunder audio in the headphones is quite impressive and atmospheric. Oh, weird. Okay. I'm streamlined. This is a very, very thick film grain effect. I hope that Space Hamlet catches the archive on this and sees it, since film grain has been an interest of his. I've got to say, if I'm going to be anybody in this situation, I do want to be the person who is charmed beyond fear. As Mayu seems to be. I mean, the trade-off is, yes, you do walk into your uncertain doom and have to be saved by your plucky peers, but... I guess no one wants to be that person in the mansion. Oh, come on now. He's right there. Oh, no, no, no! Bad film. Oh no, I missed it. But I got that fatal frame. Evening, Space Hamlet. I was just mentioning you. There was a film grain effect on one of the flashbacks that I thought would interest you. It was especially dense and almost opaque in some places. Excuse me, I can't drink water. Congratulations on winning the poker game. That's super creepy. I congratulate you on your increased fortunes. Pray tell, was this quality of poker playing cunning, or was this Jotaro versus Darby cunning? Oh God! No! 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 We're running away! You are. Ah, but it... Oh wow, she really is missing her arms. I was hoping to get that chain shot, but no. Yeah, the ghost photos do look very good in this. The visual glow up that they've done since Fatal Frame 1 is remarkable, and I just lost all my color. I wonder if that means mood is shifted. Oh yeah, it's a goofy JoJo's reference from the third story arc. Jotaro beats a game master with his wits rather than the rules of the game. That sort of thing. Yep, essence of poker right there. Although I was never very good at it myself. I confess to not being very much of a strategic thinker in many ways, especially when it comes to the mind game. Fluorite. All right. Thank you, Dreambone. In fact, I remember very first exposure I had to JoJo's was with an OVA that it was a fan subbed OVA of the original VHS series, and I think it was just it was the game against Darby. That was the first story arc, and I think that's a pretty good introduction to the series to kind of get a sense of what kind of ride you're in for.
We promised that we would always be together. Why?
I really like that Mayu's charms message continues to update through the game as her story progresses. That's neat.
I have it back. The ritual. The village. We were born for this. Destiny.
So far with the Crystal Radio, I appreciate that. I appreciate the effect in the sort of like building that part of the sort of like pseudo ghost technology lore up, but all the stones just kind of feel very samey to me right now, even Mayu's. So I'm kind of not feeling much of what it's doing. I also have absolute control over it by playing it in the menu, so it's not necessarily creepy. Oh great, red stains. And if you were looking for good Japanese ghost story horror for Halloween that is a touch below, you know, like Ju-on or The Ring or something, the Kwaidan anthology of ghost stories is quite good. Especially the last one. The last one is very surprising. It caught me off guard. I don't want to jinx it, but I haven't really had to heal that much. Oh, that's a bad time. Alright, I'm just gonna run away this one. Is that a thing I'm allowed to do here? Can I run away? Yeah. Ha! Jerk. A slightly anticlimactic ending to that. But having played enough Fatal Frames, I do know that there are ghost encounters that are mega boss ghosts that you cannot hope to deal with at the moment they appear, so it's basically a boss fight you have to run away from. Wonder if this is important in some way since it gets its own camera angle. Excuse me. Ah! God damn it. Yeah, I know, right? It's the combination of the bells ringing and the vibration of the controller. It just gets me. Much more generous with save points this time through. Let's see. Okay, that's my way forward. What have I got on my camera? Why am I... Yeah, it's a very colloquial. Like that's very familiar to me, but I'm not used to seeing that kind of expression in a context where I'm expecting more generic English, you know? Actually, curious, Space Hamlet, is that use of fast, like a fastness or steadfast, hold fast, is that something that you associate more with colloquial speech than sort of, I don't know, nationalized speech, standardized speech? All right. Now we're getting into mid-boss territory film. Oh man, that shift in colors. Oh, interesting. Haven't heard stuck fast before. Hold fast feels like Henry V. That's funny. For several days, earthquakes have increased in frequency. At the same time, crimson butterflies are swarming, sometimes blocking out the sun. Jeez, that's a lot of butterflies. Somehow they look sad. Villagers that see them put their hands together in prayer. The entire village has an air of impending doom. The village is quite fearful of the earth's fury. Perhaps the crimson sacrifice ritual is performed to purify the ground. Interesting, purifying the ground. In the past, every area had some type of ground purifying ceremony. Many of these offered sacrifices to try to calm the gods. That custom still remains today. It explains the stillness in the village. The twin shrine maidens must be the guardian deities. The guardian deities, the twin shrine maidens, have become crimson butterflies and are returning to the village. Interesting. I mean, I'm familiar with sort of like sanctification of earth and sanctification of ground from, you know, Western religious tradition, but like purifying a ground ritually is not something that I've encountered before. Difficult sounding books line the shelves. Legends, sacrifices, and rituals. Man, every time I see a library like this in a video game, and there are so many of them, like I just wish I was there. I just want to pour over all those books. Like if libraries of quality material were half as easy to acquire as they seem to be from obsessives and madmen in video games, I would just be a very happy person. Alas, you have to do research. Oh, weird. This is cool. Oh man. Like some sort of light scraping. Is it a doll? What is that source of light? Several dolls. It's a bloody handprint door downstairs. I think she taunted everyone to go ahead and hide. It said the key is covered with a dark red substance. But I don't believe there was a key there. Super creepy. Yeah, these are children's dolls, and I don't get the same impression that children's toys, you know, I guess some dolls from like Western children's toys in the 17, 1800s can have a creepy resonance because cute representation wasn't necessarily a priority, just something to keep the kid entertained. I keep thinking of like the equivalent of like Raggedy Ann or something, and that's it still doesn't contain the aura of creepiness that these children's toys do. Spoke to someone a while ago that stocks private libraries for wealthy people at a kind of home furnishing place. So they don't even read them. A specialization for everything. Yeah, there's an interesting passage in, I think, Pride and Prejudice. It's one of Jane Austen's books where they're talking about ordering books just to order books, and that's one of the things that the aristocracy did. I think the protagonist in that book, it's been years since I've read Pride and Prejudice, so I don't remember her name, but was regarded as kind of weird and the odd one out because she actually read them. Red kimonos are stored in the drawers of the chest. That is William Carlos Williams, isn't it? Nothing looks especially useful. Yeah, imagine if somebody's just poetic output, just like taking what these messages are, and assuming there's somebody's like creative output, the majority of words and passages and poems are devoted to explaining there's nothing here of interest. Where is that light coming from? Oh, there it is. Weird, they have electricity. Sometimes just clicking by is enough to scratch that itch. And I mean, I get it, because I think I have read probably about what's half in my library, because I know that one day I will again be interested in the subject matter at hand. And when that day comes, I want a book to be able to, have that next stone to step on. So, a private library is both a record of what has been read and also somewhat aspirational. So I get that. But it's always in the context of intending to read it, Treating books like I treat my Steam library. Yeah, that's similar. The only thing that stops me from being even that extravagant with it is I know that day's gonna come when I'm gonna have to get all this stuff back into boxes and move it down 3 flights of stairs. And my Steam library has the advantage of living happily inside the however many pounds this computer is. AI the Somnium Files, visual novel. Interesting. 90% of the descriptions of the environment are just their names, and they're already labeled. One of the things that made me want to get into writing video games at all, there were many things, of course, but one of the things was looking at items in Maniac Mansion, playing that on the NES, and then later rediscovering that feature, that aspect of storytelling had continued in things like Resident Evil, where you're kind of smearing your character's face against a wall and pressing X to get a description of the environment. I love that sort of thing. It's very dear to my heart, those adventure game descriptions. And Shadowgate, the latest version of Shadowgate, actually does a really good job with that. It's very clever and engaging writing. They have a whole bookshelf in that in that game that the books on the shelf are basically named after Led Zeppelin songs. As somebody who was very into Led Zeppelin in high school, like, you know, many were, that struck a very, very important chord with me. Police knots could examine an object several times and there would still be new info to receive. Interesting. I actually haven't played the fan translation of that yet. After sort of topping out on Metal Gear, I decided to give Kojima a break for a while, and I'm still slightly on that break. The golden age of Destiny item descriptions, where many of them were sci-fi inflected mini poems of truly unexpected quality. I don't think we've talked about that, Space Hamlet, but I do know from my own experience that the Grimoire entries that you unlock and then go online to read, those have a very compact, focused poem expression quality to them, and I think that they're really good. That's how I know the effects of table salt in a low gravity environment. What happens to table salt in a low G environment? Oh man. So it sounds like Yai got the hell out of Dodge, and Sai had to die alone. It's interesting that before, Miku didn't really have an analog in the ritual that that screwed everything up. She was just an outsider. And in this one, oh, that's a lot of lightning. And in this one, Mayu actually plays the role of the one who escaped and ruined it, and she is here trying to, again, to ruin the ritual by saving her sister from it. Oh, crap. Oh, crap. It's gonna kind of lure you over here. Okay. This is where I need to go. So I gotta run around the room to get over there. I can do this. Or can I? Alright. Just gonna reset this encounter. And actually, while it's doing that, I'm gonna take a quick break. I'll be right back. Because when I come back, it's Samson time. Alright, it's panda time. Do 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 do. He's a Jurassic Park panda, is what he is. This cat is more than capable of catching ghosts, identifying, cataloging, scratching them off the list. He just chooses not to. Because he's a big, God, he's so big. Let's see. Which way are you gonna look, huh? Look over this way. Hi. Well, I got some furs coming out, yeah? Got some furs. I want to just demonstrate the massive size of this cat. There we go. Oh, there you go. Alright, return. Yeah, he's a big chillin' fella. He's a fine boy. Okay, so I'm gonna run inside there. I'm gonna try and go through the middle. Actually, you know what? This might kill me. I'm gonna save my game first. This is an actual strategic save and not a scaredy cat save. Pardon. What a strange little altar that is. Okay. Got color in the background. This all seems above board. And now we're done. Go, 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 go! I was right. That is a one-hit kill. Okay. So I wonder if I need to kind of run a circle around it. Oh yeah, Homecoming was a good, that was a good run. Had a good hearty debate in, I think, the second or the first or second video with somebody who hated it. I mean, a lot of people felt kind of ambivalent toward it or indifferent, but this was somebody who actively hated it, and that was a good conversation. All right, let's go, chump. Now this looks... All right, so let's try to kill said ghost now. Whew. Homecoming is the black sheep. Really? Even more so than Downpour? Alright, what am I going to do with this guy? Okay, I can't go that way. Can't go in there. And you, all right. I think I'm gonna have to find a way around. Interesting seeing people start to like Downpour more as time has passed. Yeah, I missed Downpour when it first came out, and played it for the first time live on the stream. If you go to Dustin, if you're interested in the backlog of those, if you go to Deltahead Media, same handle as this Twitch stream on YouTube, you'll find playlists of most of the previous playthroughs. There was a time that Time Zombie and Space Hamlet will remember that my streaming setup was quite bad, and those streams have been less preserved. But yeah, there's a blind playthrough of that up there, and it was a good time. It has things that I would like to see done differently or refined, but at heart it had a lot of really good ideas that in many cases were executed well and scary. So yeah, like I get it. I get why people push back against it. But I think that if it were anything other than a Silent Hill game, I think it would have been given a fairer shake. Oh, awesome. Thank you. I'm really glad to hear you're catching up on those. It means a lot to know that putting those up there means something to somebody. Yeah, that was a good time. I enjoyed playing that live. It was, that game is kind of like this one, in the sense that I am not bringing any recent playthrough knowledge to the experience, and I'm trying to figure it out as I go. What was your thought on Downpour, Dustin? Did you play it when it came out, and did you feel it lacking? It sounds like you have an appreciation for it that might not have been the popular sentiment at the time. Oh man, what am I gonna do? All right. Try to run for it again, I guess. Excellent. right. Alright, bloody handprint door, here we come. Ah! It's not a threat. Dragger. I hear something like a rocking chair. Ah, God. Oh, it's that door. Raises damage, blast back. Okay. Increases damage, blast back ability. Charge to 2 or more spirit power points. Alright, this is something about the camera's function I'm not super clear on. Okay, so that's equipped. I guess I press triangle when it's activated to use it. Spirit orbs are being used differently this time than they were before. Good Lord. Interesting. Didn't play it when it came out, wrote it off, watched a playthrough of it, seemed pretty decent. Yeah, I think the story wound up being pretty good, and I think is, I mean, defensively a version of Silent Hill with a lot of people in it, because that's, it's a prison, not just like a solitary confinement like it is for most other people who go into Silent Hill. It's actually got a lot of people in it. Excuse me. So it makes sense for the characters. Oh damn it! No 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 no! Hey, back off, buddy. Oh, Miku, come on. You gotta move. Alright, we're leaving. We can't leave. Oh, man. Please have hit him. Come on, man. You put me in an enclosed room. My character controls like a tractor. Oh man, I do not like this encounter. No, 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 no. Please die. All right. Alright, good. That should take care of him. I can finally deal with this. Alright. That should be it. Yes. Oh, man. Diamond stack key. Oh, good. I need this. Yeah, putting me in an enclosed room like that with Mio's maneuverability and then also flanking me was pretty rough. Also, apparently this is not... This is also weird. There's a barrier here that prevents me from taking advantage of this space, even though it looks like someplace I should be able to go to take refuge. So, wonky. But done. Yeah, Dustin, one of my favorite things about Downpour was a lot of the sort of haunted house moments. Crystal? Crystal! Yes.
The Kusabi. The Kusabi is coming. How the ritual was a failure. This Zame. So this is the repentance. Village will be
So the Kusabi is coming and the ritual failed. Makes you want to play Destiny more than anything else you've seen or read. I played quite a bit of Destiny 1 and did not make the jump to Destiny 2, however. Oh man, am I gonna have to go back through that room with that dude? Do I have a save point nearby? It is all the way back there. But given insta-death, it's probably a wise thing to do. Yes, Dreambomb, I'm sure I was blocked by the ghost of a wall past. What? Guys, I'm just trying to play a conservative game. Don't do this to me. No! No, 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 no! Oh god, go, 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 go! Bad times! Oh, Jesus. Get the hell out of Kansas and get back to Oz. Alright. Gonna have to do a quick sprint. Down there, around there. Oh, thank God. What? Maybe that was just the lightning. It looked like something moved on the tree there. Okay. Yep. Pardon.
Did you find it, Suki?
So, this is Walcott's village. A ritual that cannot be spoken about. A place that mustn't be seen. If I take a picture of that place,
His curiosity did not bring him to a good end. Man, folklorists. Not typically a occupation you think of being necessarily hazardous. But we're 2 for 2 now in the Fatal Frame series. Ancient village records have been stored in the ceremony master's house. Many discuss the legends, folktales, or rituals of the village. Sure to be many records of folklore value. Crimson Sacrifice Ritual. seal the gate to hell. Visible ceremony, and then the hidden ceremony. If all the ceremonies fail, the gate to hell will open, the dead will pour out, and the skies will go dark. They call this disaster the Repentance. The whereabouts of Munakata's friends... Munakata, isn't that the folklorist from the first game? Yes, it was. The twin boys Itsuki and Mutsuki are unknown, which is a little troubling. If they are found, I might be able to ask them about the village. Okay, so that's a very tangential connection to the first game. That the folklorist who came here and was damned was friends with Munakata, the folklorist whose daughter escaped from Himuro Mansion and was the mother to Mafuyu and Miku. Oh, right, the flashing light room. Ah, Jesus. Well, good night. I'm kidding. All right. The key is covered with a dark red substance.
We must be together. So we ran away. Let everyone die. Let everyone die. Mayu! Mio, what happened? Someone was calling me, telling me to come back and perform the ritual again. The ritual? Stay with me forever and ever. Mm-hmm. Of course, we promised. For now, let's get out of here.
Okay. Ghost hostage found. Munakata and his teacher came to the village today. He said he was worried about Itsuki and came to help, but I can't tell outsiders about the village. Itsuki's locked up in the old storehouse. Oh, I guess that's the dude who talked to me, the Dark Souls fella. Mr. Makabe made a picture of us with this picture box. My face looked strange, but it was interesting to see. He's probably going to be killed? Before that happens, we have to help him escape. Oh, okay. If I can become with you, Yai, I'll be happy. Okay, so Yai, who is the one who escaped, who is the one that Itsuki, the dude in the Dark Souls dude, is saying Mio has the blurred face. And that's Sai on the left. Okay. Excuse me, kiddo.
There's something familiar about the smell here.
Looks like the same doll. Okay, so they're arranged differently. Excuse me. Okay, I'm guessing I have to find a doll in another room and then bring it here and complete that puzzle. The only way out is through the room with the body on the floor. Great. Oh, good. Body's gone. I'm sure that will never bother me again. Nope. So a couple of things before the combat actually starts. It is neat that Mayu's body language changes when a ghost is present. And I also like the sound effect that happens when you raise the camera up. It's sort of a sword unsheathing sound, and that's cool. I think that's a nice way of letting you know that you are empowered. All right. Ah, no, I missed it. Crap, where is she? Okay. Living in the walls. Ah, Jesus! Oh man, that bull rush. Coming right from the wall. Oh, creepy.
Hear something. The two chosen children shall be carried to heaven on the wings of a butterfly. A butterfly that will save this village. The two chosen to heaven.
Okay. how far back I can get and get a picture of this. See what it should look like. Okay, time to do an extremely cursed thing and take a picture of the screen with my phone. Oh, for reference. All right.
I hear something. The two chosen children shall be carried to heaven on the wings of a butterfly. A butterfly that will save this village.
Okay. Controls on this do not feel standard for this kind of puzzle. Yeah. Gotcha. I never knew that I unconsciously had accrued enough experience with that kind of puzzle to have control expectations. But yeah, I guess when I move a piece into an empty slot, I'm expecting my cursor to stay on the slot that I was in rather than the piece. Thank you, Tybo. That was a photo finish almost. Okay, so I got a butterfly design on a key. I do like the notion that the ghosts are secretly populating the area with items when I have my back turned. Like there's like one friendly janitor ghost that is dropping all of these herbal medicines and maps for me. Like, thank you, janitor ghost. The twin girls at the house gave me a map that shows a side door. They said that the hidden ceremony is near and I should escape out the side door during the night. They left so quickly I couldn't even ask them about it. The other people in the house are acting normally. Was there some ulterior motive behind the generous hospitality? Oh, wild. Munakata was part of this before he went to Himuro Mansion.
Neo, wait. Don't leave me.
Jesus. It's got this sort of like metal on metal sound effect that plays when you when one of those ghosts appears. Which is just straight up brutal to my nerves. So that dude is kind of harassing me now. Garden woman.
Mayu? Mayu, what's wrong? It's nothing. Mio, hurry up. Let's go. We have to get out of here.
That is the point in the horror where I would be much more open to sharing information about what I had just perceived. Whoa. Thank you, Tybo. I did not know that. No. Oh, cool. It's not even a file. It's just, neat. That's super cool. Yeah, Mayu's not having a good time.
I don't want to kill anyone.
Let's see, what are my ways out? Yeah. Yeah, no, it's neat that it just leaves it uncommented on. What? Yeah, that's totally not a room I want to be in alone. Or with anybody else. Honestly, I'd just rather not be in the room. Yeah. Cool. think I'm starting to understand how the combat works, finally. Oh god, I hate what the sound is doing right now. Okay. So, no, the combat insight is, so previously, in the first Fatal Frame, you would just gather enough power by holding them in sight. You would lose that power if you lost them in the frame, but then they would do an attack, and if you hit them right before they attacked you, then, you know, it's kind of like a perfect guard thing, right? You get extra points, do extra damage, and push them back. In this one, you actually lose tracking of them right before they do their attack. So it's like there's 4 states they can be in. One is regular attack state, where the closer you get, the more the thing fills up and the more damage you can do, and that's a regular attack. The second is preparing to attack, where you lose the ability to hurt them whatsoever. Third state is like about to attack, where you get the zoom in, the dark red circle, and then there's the fatal frame where you get the little blinking light, which means that they're about to hit you. So that's like, those are the 4 stages, and that's very different from the comparatively simplistic Fatal Frame 1, where you just have, you know, keep them in your frame and then try to hit them right before they attack you. Yeah, it is interesting, and it's more sophisticated. It's wieldy, not unwieldy. It's just, if you have habits coming over from the first game, you have to unlearn your expectations to know how to manipulate this game. Yeah. Give me your stuff. My stuff now. Actually, I could probably upgrade some stuff by now. Yeah. Keep it in frame was the first idea. Yeah, keeping it in frame, that does make sense as the first idea. And this is more refined. Yeah, they're definitely bringing it much more into the fold of the gaminess. I wonder what the explanation behind the camera obscura's existence is in this one. I'm pretty sure we've run across it. Okay, that was fine. Alright, hopefully we do not have flashback filter. Big boss ghost.
Ritual. Village. We were born for this. Destiny.
Oh, actually, no. Fatal Frame, I think, would be a perfect candidate for VR because, you know, one of the things that you're doing as your basic action in VR is controlling the camera with your head. And that's kind of the whole premise of the gameplay in this one. All right, we are in the present moment. And I could see a title for Fatal Frame VR that would sort of lean into the weird way that sort of like Japanese developers would localize their titles in English, where it would be Fatal Frame, but instead of the F on the second one, it would be a V, so Fatal Frame. It feels like it's got the aesthetic. And you kind of emphasize the V and the R for Vrame. Title pitch, so Fatal Frame, right, or from your perspective, Fatal Frame, except frame is V-R-A-M-E with VR emphasized, so it's Fatal Frame. Like that feels like the PS2 aesthetic of J-developed titles brought into English. It's both visual and acoustic, with the acoustic being just a little bit off from, like, natural English. Oh no! Fatal Frame. I would love to work on a Fatal Frame game. That would be a really fun game to collaborate on myth and lore and that sort of thing. So I'm looking for the butterfly door. Which is it this one? I'm hired. Oh, that would be lovely. Considering what you know of Fatal Frame 5, I might not actually want to work on a new one. Really? Are there managers like that? Is it just like a bad working environment, or scary? Okay, I see my sparkly shiny up there. Okay. Ah, Jesus. Stupid kid. I mean, just as long as I don't have to QA this, I'm fine. Like, QAing a Fatal Frame game would be like the most cursed experience. I just heard Fatal Frame got more sleazy as it progresses. Oh yeah, I did play a little bit of the demo of Maiden of Blackwater, and they seem to be playing that up. I didn't get past the demo part of it, so I didn't really know how that progressed. But it did seem very fan servicey in the direction they were taking some of the mechanics and the character designs. Suit of armor with a giant gash in it. From ghost story to Michigan report from hell. Ha! is my save lamp? Oh, weird. Save lamp is not there. Excuse me. Michigan is a game I've been meaning to play, but have not gotten around to. Just gonna wait for my companion to come with me so I feel less scared. Ooh. We're here. Very good poltergeist moment there. One thing I do like more about the first game is when you get into those moments where the bonus points ghosts show up. When you pull up your camera in the first game, you automatically snap to it, whereas in this one, you have to wheel your way around to it, and it's a very slow camera. But
Mia, there's something over here. Mia, there's something over here.
all right, I'm gonna go save my game real fast because it is getting about time for dinner. God.
I think something fell.
Yeah, it is quicker to direct your body toward the ghost. I keep having those Fatal Frame 1 reflexes, though. Oh, excellent. And that is a fine thing to have in my inventory, because that means when we fire up the stream next week, we're going to have the next step of progression open right before us. I'm noticing longer load times, which I assume is what's happening when you open the doors. I'm guessing that it's just loading each room as you try to access it. And it was pretty smooth and quick on the first game, and it's a little slower in this one. They really covered it up very strangely in Fatal Frame 4, where they seem to be loading the room as your character reaches for the doorknob, so it actually slows down your character reach animation to prolong it somewhat unnaturally, rather than have your character hold her hand on the door knob for a little while. All right, and that brings us to Chapter 4 of Fatal Frame. I think we're going to call it tonight. I'm going to grab something to eat. Thank you, everybody, for coming out. It's been a great chat, and thank you to Tybo and Dustin for coming out. It's been great having you in chat. And yeah, we're going to pick this up again Tuesday next week, 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And on Saturday, we're going to do part 2 of The Evil Within 2. And it's going to be a good time. So yeah, Dream Bomb, Space Hamlet, it's great to see you. And also Roundley, and have a good night. There we go.